Hello lovelies and welcome back to my channel. I am Ash and welcome to our March wrap up. I am still going to be doing individual videos of every book I read because I had so much fun doing that, but because it is March 30th, I really wanted to do an end of the month wrap up. I am going to start this off with books I did not finish. I did not read How to Kill Your Family. Just didn't get to it. I also ended up reading outside of my TBR this month because when do I ever follow my TBR to a T? I did get about 3 chapters into Frederick Bachman's Beartown. I soft DNF'd this, was not in the mood for it this month. I really am looking forward to reading it. I just don't think now is the right time for me. And then I did not read There Are No Saints and There Is No Devils. I didn't feel like it. There were other books I wanted to read this month, so I didn't read them. Starting with the first book I read of March, I read Her Soul to Take by Harley Laroux. I rated this book a 4.5. I absolutely loved Leon. I absolutely loved Ray. It was a phenomenal read. If you want me to go into detail, all of these will have their own video. This is just coming up first because, like I said, it's March 30th and I want to have my end of the month wrap up done on the 1st. That is my goal for every month, is to have my end of the wrap up done. This is going to be just a baseline of everything I went through, but there will be individual videos talking about how much I loved these books. I had said in the video for this that I was thinking of upping my rating. I have not. I am happy with it sitting at a 4.5 and I look forward to reading the rest of the series. In honor of Sunrise on the Reaping coming out, I wanted to read all of the Hunger Games. It was the first time I've read these since I was a child, and oh my god, did they not disappoint. I believe I rated this one a 3.75 because I knew it was only going to get better. I also ton of post-it notes in this book. I absolutely love this series. I love a dystopian world. I really do. And this series just reawakened how much I actually love dystopian worlds. This video is already 14 minutes long because I had to stop and take care of my sweet baby dogs. Next book was not one I thought that I'd enjoy as much as I actually did. Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman. I have the hardest time with his name. This is a kind of lit RPG book, and I rated it 4.25 stars. I loved this book so much more than I thought I would, and I really look forward to reading the entire series overall. Like I said, watch the videos for actual opinions because this is just me. I read a lot of books, so this is just me kind of going through this is everything. And I should have a video for Her Soul to Take, Hunger Games, and Dungeon Crawler Carl. So you guys will be able to see broken down how I actually felt about the books. And now we are starting off with books I have not made videos for yet, but they are coming. I'm actually going to record one for this book as soon as this video is over, and that is 2x2 by Nicholas Sparks. I love Nicholas Sparks because I love a man that can make me cry, apparently. Fantastic book. It was amazing. It was not unlike any of his other work. I did not expect to sob as much as I did because a lot of times he writes romance stories, but oh my god, Russ as a father, he is a fantastic father. I rated this 4.5, and Stephen King and Nicholas Sparks kind of go hand in hand. I would love to own and read every book by these authors. I love just the way they write, the way they can grip me, the way they can pull me into their world and just make me feel at home and like I've known these characters for years. And I absolutely love that. Now, Catching Fire by Susan Collins, writer of The Hunger Games. This is the second book in the series, and I rated this a 4.75. I love this book. This book makes it so my favorite Hunger Games can walk. I am a huge fan of the third one. The third one is my favorite book in the entire series. I love the character development of this book. I love that you really get to see just where Peeta shines in this book, and you really get to see the type of man he is growing into and why Katniss needs him. You also get to see the kind of facade fall on the love they have for one another. I did rate this a 4.75 because you cannot have the third one without this one. It is impossible. This is the baseline. This is what happens. Even if the first one never happened, you need this one to build stepping stones for the third one, in my opinion. If you think I'm wrong, that's perfectly okay. You're allowed to. This is why we do this, so we can talk and discuss and not always agree. And that's okay. Did I tell you I rated that one 4.75? I can't recall, so there you go. You get it again. Now, this is where I began to just break from my TBR. I needed just a break from it. And I don't think anybody is surprised because I've talked about this book so much. I've been so excited to read this book, and I was not disappointed. This shares a 4.75 rating. Same with Catching Fire. I read Hooked by Emily McIntyre, and it did not disappoint me. I was not upset. There was a scene that I really did not like because I understand that it built Hook up from the ground up and it started opening a new world to where he could be actually a human being with actual emotions and feelings. So I get that it was necessary, but he was just downright an asshole, in my opinion. That's neither here nor there. 4.75. I really look forward to reading the rest of the Never After books, so stay tuned for those because I am adding Scarred to my April TBR. I don't know if that stack is going to fall down over there. I also need to put more books on this bookshelf, but I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I need to though, because like it's so barren down here. Maybe we'll do a Hunger Games shelf because I have like 8 of the Hunger Game books. It's not going to stop being one of my favorite series. And with that, we're jumping into my favorite book of the series, The Mockingjay. Oh my gosh, can we just talk for a second about how this book just shatters me. It shatters me for Peeta, it shatters me for Haymitch, it shatters me for Katniss, it shatters me for Prim. Everyone suffers in this book. And the happy ending is not a happy ending. I don't know like how many people think it is, but like when you think of happy endings, I do not think The Mockingjay is the happy ending that comes to everybody's mind. There's too much pain and destruction that comes with this happy ending. With that being said, still my favorite book and I rated it 5 stars. I don't think anybody's shocked by that. I've had a pretty good month for books. As you can see, I don't think a single one was below 3 stars. That changed. We got to our first below 3-star rating. I read Deep End by Ali Hazelwood and I was not a fan. I rated this one a 2.5 and I feel like I was being a little generous. I cannot stand when I feel like a side character is getting more glory than our main character. Boy, was our main character beautiful and wonderful and amazing. So I fall into that. I know a lot of people are like Deep End. People either love it or hate it. I'm in the middle with it. I am indifferent to it. I do not care. I am probably not going to pick it up in the near future, and that is perfectly okay. I need to go check on them again because I don't trust them to save my life. Okay, so my favorite series of last year was very obvious was the Ruinous Love Trilogy by Brynne Weaver. I found that she wrote a novel with a Miss Trisha Wolfe called Marrow. And boy, let me tell you, this book sent me on a roller coaster. I was a bit bored towards probably the middle of the book. I started hooked, bored, and then hooked again, and it took me all the way throughout the book after that. I rated this a 4.25, and I do not regret my decision whatsoever. I think it sits comfortably at a 4.25. And now the last book that I read, and I actually just finished this morning, was The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This book was a 4-star for me. I spent the entire book jumping between whether I thought that Snow was redeemable, even as a child. Like, it took so much. I don't know if you guys heard my neck pop, but it just popped. Oh my god. It took so long for me to... I put words into a sentence, Ashley. You got this. You can figure this out. I wanted him to be redeemable to some aspect, but I found throughout the entire book I was questioning his judgment on everything. Was he honest? Was he morally correct? Was he right? And I could not decide. Even when he was showboating as a good person, I couldn't tell. But this was the first book that I completely annotated, start to finish, and I did write in it. And it is also the book that explains my favorite song in the entire series, which is The Hangman Tree. I will sing that song constantly. One thing I could not stand about this book, though, was the way he was so wishy-washy. And we'll go more into that when I actually do my review video of the book, which all of those should be coming out in, I want to say, they should be out within 2 weeks. I think I'm fully capable of doing that, she says uncertainly, but she's going to try. But 4 stars, I don't regret it. I had a great month reading this month. I was so thrilled. With that being said, I'd love to hear what books were on your TBR this month, and if you ended up finishing them, did you love them? Did you like them? Did you not like some? I want to hear all your opinions on the books you are currently reading. Do you already have your April TBR picked out? I do not. I should probably get that figured out. But first, I want to record all my individual videos for my books because I've learned I have so much fun doing that. I wrote out scripts. I wrote out scripts for myself. That's insane. I don't do that. I don't plan like that, but I did. Hopefully, this gives a little bit of a new level of professionalism to these videos. Who am I kidding? I'm not a professional. I'm not going to make these spotless or beautiful or clean or aesthetically pleasing. Like, my books are never going to be aesthetically pleasing. Why? Because I love my authors' names in alphabetical order. I don't care if it's by genre. I don't care if it's by color. I want alphabetical order. I would love to hear you guys' opinions on these books. If you've read any of these, do you plan on reading any of these if you have not read them? And what was your favorite book of the month? Mine, of course, goes to Mockingjay. I don't think anybody is shocked by that. I love that book with all of my heart. I love every character in that book. There is not a single one that I hate. Even though I hate Coin and Snow, they are necessary evils to move the story along. Thank you all so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video, okay? Bye!